Hey, it's Mike Prasad here at Sigma Americas. I'm with Alexandre Debieb from Yellow, which is a multi-business line company, but specifically in this area of driving the mainstream adoption of blockchain, both on the financial side and across overall everyday lifestyle. So, Alexandre, tell me about what Yellow does and the different areas of the business.
So basically, Yellow allows us to bring new stuff to the blockchain because right now blockchain is very sparse. There is liquidity all over different exchanges and everything is centralized. But the core of blockchain is to actually decentralize stuff. So this is what we try to do right now to onboard users, like everyday users and companies, into this blockchain ecosystem by trying to decentralize as much stuff as possible. So we are doing so by using existing infrastructure and ecosystem. We don't want to rebuild the wheel. Definitely not. We want to take good actors of the ecosystem, connect them together through Yellow Network and other software we develop and projects we develop to kind of cross the gap that is actually the one who slowed down this ecosystem and mass adoption from big companies or everyday user. Yes.
And so the areas that Yellow is developing those advantages, there's the VC side, there's the mentorship and the network side, there's also the liquidity and the clearinghouse side as well.
Yeah, so definitely Yellow Network is a clearinghouse, automated clearinghouse. His main role is to allow different participants of the network to share liquidity between each other in a trust and secure way, but also privately. So imagine we have some brokers that want to be decentralized and they want to share the liquidity. Let's say they have big user base, but they are disconnected from each other right now. So Yellow Network goal is to connect them together and saying, me as a broker, I would like to share with this other broker in a very simple way and decentralized way. And we do this by using layer 3 technologies and mainly state channels. So we are working closely with consensus team. We are developing smart contracts with them and stuff like this. And using this technology allows us to reuse, as I said a bit before, all the existing Web 2 infrastructure. So basically you have billions of websites using millions of servers on GCP, Amazon or whatever. And all of this computing power is not used for blockchain. For example, blockchain on Bitcoin, it is 50,000 nodes. It's not a lot compared to hundreds of million servers. So reusing this already established power is a must to cross this gap that I was talking about a bit before. So yes, Yellow definitely solves this, and I'm putting something to work in this company because every day we see more and more the full potential, like not only finance, it could be gaming, it could be QIC, everyday life stuff, like you can go way beyond than just bringing traditional finance to blockchain. This is what I really love about state channel technology and other layer 3 technology because it's empower the existing ecosystem without rebuilding everything from scratch.
So what you're doing is you're taking the existing ecosystem, building a bridge, a layer that enables it to cross over to other applications by providing the underlying functions, transactions, and liquidity and other things that are much needed for any business built on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. We want to empower already present participants. We don't want to hide anybody because, you see, Yellow organization is a non-profit organization. Basically, we don't make any money by providing this. But people participating into Yellow Network build them themselves. This means that to access this network, you have to secure with Yellow token what you will do on the network. And by doing so, you help maintaining the network by different processes and protocols. And doing so is a way of saying you will still do what you are used to do, but if you want to extend further, just as Yellow Network, and you will be able to connect with a lot of stuff. It could be brokers, market maker, banks also, why not? And also retail trader. For example, you are a retail, you don't have a broker or whatever, and you want to access multiple liquidity from different brokers, let's say Binance or your own broker like Sigma broker, for example, why not? Or AIBC broker. And as a trader, you could say, I will connect to them directly, and not act as a trader, but as someone who will give you some liquidity for your traders. You see? So this kind of interaction are totally possible and already doable actually.
Was it because you're allowing the pooling, not just the pooling, but also the accessibility distribution and resources that allows the front-facing business? So you talked about the B2B side and on the back-end stuff. Tell me about how that trickles down or how that enables better consumer experiences that enable everyday usage of blockchain.
Yeah, Yellow is built by Openware, and Openware and Yellow are merging together because Openware main job is to build exchanges, and Yellow job is to bring this liquidity network. So we facilitate business to entering into crypto world by providing a pre-built solution of create your own brokerage. So let's say you are in a country, for example, with huge regulation or stuff like this. It could be pretty annoying to have your own exchange. And using this Yellow network and the OpenDAX ecosystem built by Openware, you could create your own broker saying, yes, I will modify it in a way that fits my current country regulation, but still be able to access liquidity that is not present in my country. And this is pretty huge because let's say you want to exchange I don't know, USDT for ZAR, for example. In this kind of asset, you may not have a lot of liquidity and you may have very bad prices. But if you access a whole network of liquidity from different countries than yours, you go out of your country. So you can still be regulated with your own country rules, but not being limited as any other broker could be. And also one last thing about that is when you create your own exchange, the main problem you may have is that you don't have a big user base yet. So not liquidity at all. So here you see on the workshop we had on Yellow, on this event, we have a demonstration of how to deploy your own exchange in 10 minutes. And I was the one presenting it. And after 10 minutes, you could come to the stand and say, okay, there is my exchange, I have it now, and I have liquidity from other exchanges that are already deployed. So this is what we want. Like, why take time? Why rebuild everything? Just do something that is working, that we already do for years, and empower it as much as we can.
Do you see? We've seen a lot of arbitrage in the industry, so to speak. Do you view that as a temporary situation, and as we see more of the clearinghouse functionality normalizing that, or do you actually see it increasing with the siloing?
This is a pretty good question because connecting brokers together in a faster way will definitely make arbitrage easier. And arbitrage is necessary because since markets are decentralized and disconnected right now, arbitrage is a way of connecting them back. This is how you have the same price from Binance to Coinbase, for example, thanks to arbitrage trader or bots, actually. So we still need it, and we will have it in every market. But for now, making this kind of arbitrage is very hard because of this disconnection. And Yellow Network will definitely help with market makers to equilibrate, to have seamless integration between different assets. Yeah.
And ultimately, what that means is that it enables the businesses that are built above it to make it more accessible and more adopted by consumers in the end, and consumer side businesses, or like small local business.
Not only small, but also big. Small businesses will definitely benefit from that by accessing bigger businesses' liquidity. But bigger businesses will receive fees from the one taking the liquidity. So actually, this is one part that I would like to talk about. Like this system of stake channel on layer 3 technology is using Web 2, as I said. So it is instant transaction. Like you disconnect a bit from the blockchain, so you don't have transaction fees on slow speed. You have everything like Web 2 have right now. So it is perfect for high frequency trading, for example. And this technology is used with this clearinghouse I was talking about. And you see, so you have people with liquidity, people with less liquidity. And the current system is like, if someone wants to take your liquidity, they will pay some fees to you. And if you are the one giving the liquidity, you will receive these fees. Okay, so here you see it is benefit for both people. I want liquidity because I want to start something. I don't have yet the big user base, or maybe I want to stay low. Sorry, why not? Then big exchange or big liquidity provider will gain from sharing this liquidity, like not only to their user, but from users that they may never match in terms of, I don't know, branding or whatever.
And do you see the ability to do kind of asynchronous or transaction, like you're removing the critical requirements for fast transfers and providing settlement? Do you see it ultimately being something that makes and leads to everyday usage of these transactions, the same way that we use like a credit card today?
Yeah, definitely, because, I mean, for now the main problem of blockchain is that big companies have to make a choice and take a risk on which technology they want to use. So basically, let's say you are Google, for example. You want to develop a blockchain-related project. What do you use? With blockchain, you have so much different one. And Yellow Network on mainly state channel allow you to connect this chain together. So we have settlement system with liabilities. So basically, two participants will create liability between them, and they have to be settled at one time. And this settlement can be done cross-chain. So this means that someone may have fund from Bitcoin network, and another one may have fund from Ethereum network, and at the end, they want to exchange this liquidity. But you see, it is on different blockchain. So this is a big problem. We don't want to do bridge or whatever. And with state channel and other technologies like atomic swapping, etc., we can exchange this without any issue. So it brings like not only on the same chain, but on all the existing chain.
And more efficiency as well.
Definitely more efficiency. We are talking about asynchronicity. The protocol is asynchronous by default. So this means that transaction is very speed, there is non-blocking stuff, and if there is any issue in the ecosystem, we have automated mechanism plus manual one for. I mean, you always need manual process. So this automatic settlement and asynchronous framework allow you to have very flexible, fast, and efficient system.
So let's talk about scale. We talked about the consumer level and adoption and how it enables multiple sizes of businesses to efficiently operate and access liquidity. One of the other problems we see in crypto is that institutional adoption, large-scale, by large traditional financial firms, they typically operate at sums of dollar sums that are so high that it would move the market. Do you see the unification of these liquidity pools and all of these the layer 3 technology you're developing enabling more of these larger volume trades to happen in a way that can then bring more adoption in from the institutional and more of the professional side of the financial markets?
This kind of question is interesting because you definitely have a lot of big participants that want to use the power they have. I use word power, but and they don't know exactly where to do it and how to do it. And as I said, using existing stuff like secure, battle-proofed, and live technologies may be a plus for building trust for this big participant to actually enter into the actual blockchain ecosystem. And having this layer 3 technology is good because you do not depend on a specific blockchain and you do not depend on a specific protocol or way of doing things. So if you have very big constraint because you have big capital, it is definitely not an issue for you because the protocol that is built by Yellow Network is able to say, okay, let's say you have 10 billion, let's be crazy. You have 10 billion USD or whatever, let's be crazy. Maybe I don't want them all in the same basket. Yeah, so for this there is custodian protocol, everybody knows about it, pretty good solution, we love it. But the problem is custody, I have to manage it, I have to connect it in some way. So Yellow Network is custodian agnostic. So this means that the fund you want to use in the network, by locking them or by simply making them use in the market, you can be stored on different custodian. Like let's say, if we keep the example of 10 billion, let's say 2 billion in Fireblock or 5 billion in Credo or Kobo or whatever. So having this flexibility in how you manage the fund and how you apply fees, etc. Because the fee you set, as I said before, for liabilities, this is who you decide. I mean, you who decide. Let's say you are a big broker and you know everybody will steal your liquidity. You may say, no, I will lose it, maybe I will invest it better in other area. So you may say, okay, I will take 1% fees. Like, again, insane numbers.
Build the barrier,
Yeah. Like, I will win more by offering this to the ecosystem and community, this liquidity. I will win more by doing so than investing it into something that may give me 5% per year or whatever. So for me it is very powerful because it allows every participant, small and big, to say, hey, let's do something together.
Well, and also it's just the right layer of abstraction to allow the portability and the economics without creating too many layers of abstraction to create additional cost.
But I mean, can you rephrase this question?
So in this scenario, you're creating the layer 3 is the right level of abstraction of steps to create flexibility without too many that creates negative consequences. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Nice. So definitely, yeah, this is very low cost because if you wanted to do that, one of solution would be create your own blockchain again, or maybe use a fast blockchain and but still have slow transaction speed and costs. I mean high costs then. So by using state channel, we definitely are not worried about it because the only thing you do on chain with a state channel is first you connect. You establish a list of participants into the channel. They lock some collateral to ensure, like, okay, I will lock 100,000 USD as my collateral, and this will block me from having liabilities more than what I locked. So if there is any issue, we will use this collateral as a security. So this is the first on-chain transaction. So 10 seconds on Ethereum for block time, on some fees, etc. This is the only thing you will have to pay. The collateral is yours. If everything goes good, you get it back at the end. Then we disconnect from chain. And after that, you do everything on Web 2. So this means server connecting together by P2P with, I don't know, gRPC or NATs or whatever technology you want, because there is a data layer that we have, which is a liability protocol that allow you to exchange this data information off-chain with whatever technology you want. Could be WebSocket, by phone or whatever. And at the end, when everybody is saying, okay, I think we're done, we reconnect again to the chain and unlock the collateral if everything was good. All the off-chain process is done by signing new state update. So basically, let's say participant A and B will want to create a new liability together, saying, okay, me, participant B, I will send you 10,000 USD at whatever time. So it will be a liability, 10,000 USD. It will be on the channel. Participant B will sign it, saying, I agree with it. You have the proof that I'm okay with this data. And participant A will sign it also, saying, okay, I agree with it, no problem. And then we continue doing this kind of update every time. And when everybody is happy, we use this to make a settlement. So basically, on different chain, so not the same chain of the state channel, but on a different chain, we will actually move this asset, so execute the liability, respect the liability, and erase it from the state channel, again by signing, producing new update, etc. So having this, you see, is no cost at all. You can do billions of transactions if you have the power, of course, per second, without any cost. No chain cost, no stuff like this. Yeah, so it is infinitely scalable. And this is why I'm so impressed about the work of Consensus on our team at Yellow on OpenDAX, because we are building something that is just... people don't see yet the potential, I think. We are early adoption phase. And I definitely know that this will be used for mass adoption pretty soon.
When it's absolutely needed. I mean, for us to get to this future where it is mass adoption, you need these toolkits that are scalable, that are powerful, but take advantage of the unique elements of blockchain to make it much more efficient and effective. Yeah.
Not only blockchain, but also existing non-chain technologies. Yeah.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, because you're going to have the on-ramp and the off-ramp to do the local processing and then use the advantage where the advantage exists, but also go back to a local level where you need that efficiency or that directness for the Web 2 side. So I think it's exciting. It's very exciting what you guys are working on.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about what we do, and also very excited to show it to people actually, because it's a lot of work, but very exciting work. And I'm pretty sure that, I mean, it's not pretty sure. I could say everything I have right now to say that, yeah, this will be one of the major, not the only one of the major technology that will be used for tomorrow blockchain world.
Oh, so super exciting. One last question for you. We're here at Sigma Americas. It's the first time in Toronto for the conference. What have you seen? How's the experience been for you?
Pretty good actually. I really love the mood here, mentality of people. Like everybody want to share something. And I really love this mentality because for me, if we want to build something good all together, we have to participate and communicate. Communication is really the key. And this is what I said on yesterday award speech I gave. I mean, it's not only one project or another, it's all projects connecting all together that bring the future.
Very exciting. Well, thank you for being here and thank you for the interview. It's been fascinating.